everyone. I'm back. I wanted to start with some Oracle, but when I was pulling them together, I already knew, but I realized now when I really needed to show it in the categories I wanted to, that, well, it's a little bit different here because I definitely have some Afrocentric Oracle decks, of course, but also ones that I use in my practice, in an Afrocentric practice, like I said with my tarot. However, some of them are really a mix and a match. It's a little bit hard to describe, so I'll just go through them. I'm gonna combine these two, and I also wanted to start with a few I made myself, because again, I made them to really fit my practice. So let's start with the very first one that I ever made. I think I mentioned it. I printed it myself. I did the design myself, and they're very, very basic, but I'm still loving it. Some of them have definitely major errors. I think you can here see the staining of the ink, you know, because the card stock that I bought was, well, not, it was matte, but it was not a matte you can really print good on. Here, this one is really bad, and normally that would of course annoy me when you buy it, but yeah, the fact that I made it myself, yeah, made it special. Some are almost perfect here, others are not that great. If, yeah, it's hard to show, but yeah, you see the errors in printing. Because this is the Adinkra symbols that I used, and I saw some decks that were for sale, but I found 63 symbols, and 2 of them had the same meaning, so I put them together. And a lot of the oracles I found that were done in a very beautiful way, they only had 44 or 50, so I felt like I was missing something. So instead of, well, buying a very beautiful deck, don't get me wrong, because they're absolutely beautiful, and mine are, well, a little less, I decided to try it myself. And like I said, even though it's absolutely not perfect, look at the staining, it became really my deck. I really love it. Yeah, you see, it's, some of them are, well, horrendous. If you would buy them, you would say definitely, oh my God. But I think because I made them myself, you know, they became very special to me. And I think from the moment I shuffled them for the first time and I pulled a card for the first time, it was so on point. And I think that in combination with I made it myself, you know, that again made them very special to me. I now have a printer because the other 2 are done a professional way. They were printed on professional cardstock and stuff like that. And I was thinking about redoing this one, and I might, but this one will still be on my table all the time, every day. Even if I would decide to let them be reprinted by a professional. Because I put the name of the symbol here, what it then would mean. Oh yeah, and here you have a keyword, and some, yeah, here, you had some information about it. So, if I say this correct, mi warewo, I shall marry you. So this is that symbol. It stands for commitment and perseverance, and then it has a little tale, you know, about how it came about. From the expression, no one rushes into the job of making, of mixing the concrete for building the house of marriage. So yeah, this is this one then. This one had a little bit more, so I put it in very fine print, but I can read it if I really focus, you know. It's not irritating to me that it's there because I like to tap into it. I think, yeah, here a few don't have it. I could not really find where it came from, so I let them be like they just are. But yeah, for a long time, this one was one that yeah, that I made myself, and again, I'm still not that I like this one less than the professional ones. Absolutely not. Yeah, this one, it had two symbols, this one and this one. This one was more known, and this one, if I'm correct at least in my findings, was less, but it came to the same thing. And because it was return and get it, learning from the past, the fact that the bird figure is looking backwards, I thought that that one definitely fitted better. But yeah, I also wanted the other symbol to be there. So that's why, yeah, this one has two. Like I said, the 63 symbols, and I have now 62 cards. So yeah, again, this one I made myself. It's absolutely not perfect in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, it's one I almost use on a daily basis. It fits with all my decks because, well, it's just black and white. Very easy. I might reprint it, like I said, but for now, I'm very happy with what I got. So yeah, this is an oracle based on the Adinkra symbols, sorry. And then this one I might redo, because in all honesty, I was more playing around a little bit to see if this would work for me. Because this is based on the Desiderata poem. Desiderata meaning things that I yearn for. So these are 16 cards. I put them on a little harder carton normal paper. And I think I had 4, and then I cut them out, and you can see it's not done perfectly on the sides, you know. And then I did the contact clear paper around it for protection. Even though I still like it, I might want to do one with yeah, my earthy tones, you know, to put with my earthy tone decks, because I have more of those. So the 16 things that I yearn for, you know, are wisdom. And I put some little extra keywords there. So if we talk about wisdom, we may be talking about knowledge and understanding and insight. Faithfulness, loyalty, trust, confidence. Balance, mind, body, and soul. Stability, solidity, sorry, constancy, reliability, truth, peace, vitality, patience, fertility, unbecoming, courage, abundance, health, healing, love, and comfort. And this too, in no way, shape, or form perfect, but I like to, well, to shuffle them. And, for example, ask the question, in my subconsciousness at least, what is it that I really yearn for? What is it I really need to focus on this month or this period or this season, you know? And in this case, I would pull vitality through or with strength, energy, and force. Yeah, and I can do a reading around it or with it to see how that would, well, play out. So yes, like I said, an oracle based on the things we yearn for, the Desiderata, yeah, based on the Desiderata poem. Then, this one was my first printing. I had this idea, like I mentioned before. I'm a big reggae fan, and I love Bob Marley. And that's not just because he's most or well known. I think when I was around my 70, I was 17, and I had some, well, problems is maybe a hard word, too big of a word, but the fact that I was mixed race, I always felt like, well, I'm too white for the black crowd, and I'm too black for the white crowd in that sense. So I had a long time that I really didn't fit in, well, anywhere. And through the lyrics of Marley's music, or the Wailers' music, it was not only Marley, of course, but through his lyrics, I came to learn a lot about, well, overcoming certain struggles, putting it in perspective, because, yeah, no matter what kind of struggles I may think I had, and I don't want to diminish it, at the end of the day, other people had bigger problems, right? There is, not was, but there is a lot of suffering when it comes to racism and discrimination around the world. But yeah, his music definitely touched my soul. And again, it's not just for me a beat. For me, it's all about the lyrics. I love poetry. I write poetry. So his lyrics do it for me in that sense. So I wanted a deck. And yeah, I cannot sell this because I took the art just from Google, because this was just for me. I took different kind of art styles of him, and I put there a little quote from part of his lyrics. You can't forget your past. The patient man always wins. Because I think even out of context of the song, these little snippets of his lyrics, they definitely can be used in that divination kind of way, at least again for me, you know. So I have 63 cards here. I found 63 pieces of art that I liked from people all over the world that made it. Again, this is why I cannot sell it. It's really just for me. And I put there parts of his lyrics, and I use it again in a divination form, you know. I will shuffle and I will pull one, and because I'm very familiar with his lyrics, I can really tap into just that or the whole complete lyric, you know, the whole complete text. So this one, I remember it coming in after I put it up for printing, and it came in the mail, and I opened it, and I think, yeah, I was actually squealing. I was so happy. And still are, don't get me wrong, even though maybe that first excitement moment, you know, is over. I love this deck. This deck, again, never leaves my table. The fact that, of course, I made it, not the art, again, give credit where credit is due, but me putting it together, this is what I wanted. This is what I had in mind when I started, you know, the project of making this a deck. And yeah, having that in your hands and actually playing with it, again, squealing. I sometimes still do, maybe. So definitely one of my favorites. Very happy that I have it, you know, that I made it, that it's here, that I can use it. So yes, that is my Bob Marley, my Bob Marley Oracle, that's how I call it. I was contemplating putting that Rasta flag on the back, but I decided to go for the Pan-African because he might be a Rasta or Rastafarian, but he was for the Pan-African movement, right? That was everything that his lyrics are about. So yeah, I decided on that, and I think it's beautiful, especially that black work in it. It's not like clear red and clear green. I etched them myself because of course they came with these white sides, and yeah, that was not working, so they needed to be black. Okay, so this one, again, my Bob Marley Oracle. The next one, again, I made myself in the sense that I have had it be printed. I designed it, you know, but there was a story behind it. Oh, sorry, the zipper is making noise. I saw the, oh, what's the name now? It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need to search for it, or I'm gonna put it in the screen, or it will pop up later in my head. It was this oracle, black with like this pinkish artwork. Oh my god, I cannot believe I'm forgetting the name. Anyway, no disrespect to the creator, absolutely not, but that artwork was so not me. However, I love the keywords. So I was going back and forth. Shall I just buy the deck and then I will work with it, even though I don't like it? But I know myself, it's not going to happen. So I watched the flip through and I wrote down all the keywords. And well, you can already see at the back, it's a Cannabis Oracle. because I think, again, it has a little bit to do with Bob Marley in that sense. Bob Marley once said in an interview, when you smoke the herb, it reveals you to yourself. So even though normally I don't like text on the back, I put that very small here on the bottom because I thought that was the perfect way to describe it, you know, because it's a very emotionally based oracle. And so I took the keywords, let me just flip through, and I took photographs of, well, the plants, you know, the cannabis plants, and I used then the keywords to put that with a picture. Sometimes you may say, oh, but how does that correspond to each other? Well, like I said, for me, it's about the herb revealing you to yourself. I think people who do smoke, not that I'm advertising, you know what's best for yourself, you know. But when you do smoke, there is a moment of clarity, you know. You see certain things more clearly, again, for me. And this is what I wanted to use as that backbone for the keywords. Because if I was gonna buy that oracle that I didn't like the artwork of, I would do the same, right? I would, well, ignore the artwork and just concentrate on the keyword. So instead of that, I was like, well, then use artwork, yeah, that maybe says something to you on that emotional basis. So this is how the Cannabis Oracle came to be. So like I said, I don't know if somebody has copyright on a set of words, but I do want to give credit where credit is due, even though I'm horrible and forgetting the original deck name. But I will put it in the screen in my editing. Well, I'm gonna need to edit now and put it in the screen. So yeah, this is how this deck came to be. I did a little squealing again when it finally came in because I loved how it turned out, you know. I got, I think it was 80 or 88 maybe even, cards with the keywords I really wanted to work with in a form that now works for me. Again, I'm not gonna sell it because even though I don't know if somebody has that copyright on that specific set of keywords, I do find it, yeah, it would not be ethical in my brain, at least, you know. I mean, that's her creation, and yeah, I made it my own. So this one is for me, again, not for sale. It works perfectly for me. I love to pair it with other decks and really get that in-depth reading. I work with cannabis in a spiritual way and in an, well, what's the word? Outside of spirituality, I work with cannabis. So yeah, this one, like I said, even though the keywords not my creation, you know, or at least the set of keywords, yeah, I use them to make something that in the end worked for me. So yeah, this one is, yeah, like I said, there are a lot more. This one is the, yeah, my Cannabis Oracle. It's a big one. Yeah, and again, these are the backs. So yes, these are the ones that, again, I made for myself. I think when you have a practice, and you are already in a certain stage of your life, you know what you want. And sometimes you cannot find what you want. It can come close, you know, but not all the time that it will be exactly how you want it. And that's of course fine. I think anybody who makes a deck makes it from their perspective. And either that's gonna be a hit among most, or yeah, it will not be. I'm working on an Alkebulan tarot, an African tarot. I'm not gonna show it yet because there are some well, minor things that still need to be adjusted. But you can always follow me on Instagram to get some updates and see some pictures. when the time is right and that deck is fully complete in the way I like it, because again, it's not just now for me, it's meant to go to the public on popular demand. Because I made that deck, in all honesty, again for myself. We have less diversity, you know, so I made that deck to work with. But it became very popular after I showed a few pictures. So I do want to make it available to the public. But yeah, that will be then. And I will show it definitely when the time is right. I'm going to start with the Afrocentric, yeah, practice kind of decks. Because, yeah, this one, maybe except for Bob Marley, right? And even the Adinkra Oracle, they're definitely very African based, right? Or Caribbean even with Bob Marley, you know. But the others, it's like I said, it's in my practice. Anyway, when we're moving on to the Afrocentric Oracle decks, or again, in my practice, this one is my newest. I got this one 2 days ago, and oh, I'm so happy. I saw this, I think, a year ago, and it was not available anymore in that time, but I saved the website, you know. And because we're near the end of 2002, I was making my updated wish list. And I checked the website because, in all honesty, I almost kind of forgot. And I saw that it was available again. So I jumped on it. I might, if I don't forget, you know, put the link, because this is an indie deck, so it's not Amazon. I might put the link for you guys in the description. These are Neferatiti transformation cards. I think definitely the sister knows what she's talking about, because it's an absolute beautiful deck. There are differences, but I put them together. Let me just show you two. There are, like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 8 theme cards. So this one would be money. Okay, let me see if I can get a few at least. Family. Spiritual soul. Body. Health. Career path. Friends. Love. One more, I think. Mind. There is still one. I think this is the last one. Yes. And travel. So I think she explained in one of her videos that you could either pick a subject you want to do a reading about, you know, because she calls this the theme cards. So then you would pick one, and then you shuffle your focus deck, or yeah, the focus cards, and then you can pick cards to see what that tells you about the subject, you know. But I mix them in because what I do, what she says, when you pick the theme and then you do the focus, I already do with tarot. So I would pick one of the whole deck, and then I would go with tarot to do, yeah, a more in-depth reading, you know. So I mix them in. But again, everybody can use it the way they want to use it. So I will flip through a few because it's worth it, this deck. Ma'at, forgiveness, see how beautiful. Truth, time is now. Transformation, connect with nature. Sadness, have a voice. Male guardian angel. Negative talk. Fear. Protect from negativity. Intuition. Reflection. Universe. Peace. Self-belief. Healing environment. You are the attraction. Creator guidance. Meditation. Light within. See the good in your fellow man. Joy. Contemplation. I like this card. Not the word per se, but the picture. Conflict. Abundance. Healing thoughts. Self-care. Negative energies. Loss. Freedom. Harmony. Ancestral connection. Healing past. Strength. Synchronicities. Mother Earth healing thoughts. Female guardian angel. Positive future. Patience. And blinded. Wow, I went through the whole deck. So yeah, these are the backs, and as you can see, this with the yellow on the left is focus, and the purple on the right then is theme. But again, for me, I mix them up. It's one deck, but everybody can do, of course, what feels right to them. I'm gonna need to hurry up a little bit. So yeah, the transformation cards, or the Neferatiti transformation cards. Beautiful deck. Another one. Let me see. Okay, I have this one. Oh, I should have written down the name because I always forget. I will do it in the description, I promise again. Sibyls Oraculum, the Black Doves of Africa, if I'm now correct. This too, it works in a system, which I don't always use. I just mix them up. Not that the system is not good, but I like that freedom, you know, to just pull a card or pull more cards. But in the system, you need to pull from every selection one. And again, that leaves me bounded in a sense that I cannot do it the way I want to do it. But absolutely a beautiful oracle. I love the mosaic kind of art style, you know. The keywords are definitely also very balanced. There is negative or light and shadow in that sense, you know. I love my Scorpio coming back. It's from the same creator as the Hoodoo Tarot. But again, I will put everything in the description so you will know the correct name. Excuse me. So yeah, a beautiful deck. Definitely one I use a lot. The only negative for me is that it's very, very glossy. It's not the end of the world. Like I said before, if I love a deck, I will use it no matter all the flaws it might have, or at least in my eyes, the flaws. But yeah, I would prefer matte. And if it ever gets reprinted, I hope it's going to be done in matte. But yeah, again, a beautiful deck. Love it. One that gets definitely some use. And this too came in a very weird kind of box, because it did have a big book with it, but the cards were just loose with it. So yeah, it's in a baggie. The next one, I know there is some controversy. I don't know the details. In all honesty, when I work with a deck, the deck becomes mine. I appreciate the art. I think we can have all some criticism about one deck or another. So I don't want to be mixed up with it. At the end of the day, I pre-ordered this when I saw it. I don't think that's a surprise anymore if you see now more of one of my videos. I work with cannabis in a spiritual way. So this was a pre-order. And again, whatever the controversy is around it, I don't want to be a part of it. I love the deck. Again, there is always something we can complain about, and that's fine. That's all right as people, right? We can say what we like or don't like. But again, I love the deck. I don't want to know about the controversy. At the end of the day, I see a sister, and I don't know who did the... Yeah, I think it was a sister and a brother. Yeah, both in our Black community, And I want to support that, whatever the controversy is around it, you know. Again, I love the deck. It works for me. If I would say something in any kind of negative way, which I don't mean to because I can work with it, but I think for people who don't have that much background in an Afrocentric tradition, the booklet could have given us a little bit more, you know. Yeah, again, that would be the only thing that I would ask, you know, that the booklet we would have more expanded, you know, in depth. For the rest, like I said, I love it. The moment I saw it, you know, I don't pre-order a lot unless it's indie and Afrocentric based, because then I want it and I don't want to be too late for it, because, well, I think all of us in the Black community, you know, we crave it. So when it comes out, yeah, we jump on that. But because this was a mass market deck, normally I don't pre-order, but I wanted it. I didn't want to think about it, you know, when it was going to come out. So yeah, I did the pre-order for this one. I love it. I love the vibrant colors. I love the African background in it. And again, it might not all be perfect, but this was her vision, you know, or their vision. When I make my deck, it's my vision. You might not all agree with my vision, but at the end of the day, this is how I saw it. And I don't think, yeah, it's something to be put down. Again, I don't even know all the details of the controversy. Neither do I. Like I said, I don't want to know because I love the deck. I'm afraid that by the time I really know the in-depth of it, you know, I might look different at it. It might ruin the experience for me, and I don't want it. Like I said, I love the deck. I want to work with it. It works well for me. So in all honesty, I'm very happy, you know, that I have it in my collection and that it was made to begin with, because I don't think a lot of Black creators really get a chance. But again, this one was I didn't think I said the name, the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle deck. So let's see what we have next. Because again, this one was definitely then in the subject of Afrocentric. This one I could have put with my animal nature, but it's a set of African animal spirit guides. So I do put it in this video because it's not just animals. It's the African animals. I think, yeah, she did that here. She gave I think, let me see if I say that correct. Oh, now I need to search for it, which is bad, which is going to take time. Here, African translation. Although English is the official language of Zambia, Nyanja is the main local language spoken in many areas of Zambia. In total, there are 73 different languages represented in Zambia. And if I'm not mistaken, then she gives you, okay, let me use one that we will know. Here, leopard. And then this is the translation in the language that was mentioned from Zambia, you know. So that's kind of fun. And then it gives you a keyword. I wish that keyword was also on the card. I really hate it when decks do that. They just give you a title. I mean, if you look, I know this is an elephant, you know. So give me the keyword. But okay, it was an African animal guide deck. I needed to have it. If this was not an African guide deck, I would not buy it, because this is not enough, you know. But again, that's me. That's me. I do love the art style used and the very colorful colors. Unfortunately, I think it had only 36 cards, if I'm not mistaken. Again, let me get that booklet. Or, well, maybe not. It needs at least here 38. Still not too much, you know. I always like a thick deck, but 38 again. probably wouldn't have done it if it was any other kind of deck. The fact that it was African spirits, spirit animals, you know, made me really want to go for it. Again, the art, you know, it's a little bit quirky, the lines and everything, the colors. There are some trees in here as well. The baobab tree. Here, the sausage fruit tree. It's kind of a funny name. I think there were 2 or 3 maybe, if I'm not mistaken. The rest will be animals, you know. This one I was less happy about because it's face in there, and then it's also a white face. So come on, what are you doing? But yes, I love this as an animal deck. I think if you saw my other video about nature and animal tarot decks, I don't have too many there because, well, they just don't work for me. They don't click for some reason. So yeah, that I have this is definitely a plus. I did pre-order the Flora and Fauna of Africa from Jessie Ujazi. I think she was formerly known as Jumanji, right? Because I also pre-ordered the Afro Tarot from her. But yeah, we're talking Oracle right now. So I'm really waiting for this Flora and Fauna of Africa deck, the Oracle deck. Cannot wait to work with it, but it first needs to arrive. Okay, I'm gonna show you a Dutch one because it's Suriname Gypsy fortune-telling cards. So it has the same system as the original Gypsy fortune-telling cards that you can get mass market, but she gave it a Surinamese outlook. I'm not the biggest fan of the artwork because I feel like these are pictures and then they are done, I don't know what kind of filter was put over it, but hey, as a Surinamese, come on. I needed to have it. I do like the backs. I think they're beautiful. So yeah, the words are in Dutch because it came out here in the Netherlands. And it has the same, like I said, as the Gypsy fortune-telling cards. And I don't really use, I don't have that deck, the original one. So I use this more as an oracle. Not in the way it probably was supposed to be. But I use it as an oracle. I love to see my own culture come back, you know. And yeah, it was just something I could not resist. When it came out, I was actually doubting, you know, because I was like, yeah, but I don't use that Gypsy fortune-telling deck, you know. I don't read in that way. Will I use it? And no, in all honesty, the price was not that high, even though it's an indie then. But yeah, a Dutch indie. But I felt like, no, I cannot leave it. Even if, I cannot imagine regretting it, you know, even if I would never use it. And although it's not one of the most used, absolutely not. It's definitely one, yeah, that I will take out from time to time. So I'm happy to have it. And again, you know, I love the fact that it has my culture in it. So yes, these ones are, wait, I'm gonna translate again. The Surinamese Gypsy fortune-telling cards. Let's go still African based then. This beauty. Oh, I love this beauty. Miss Abrams, yeah, because it's a mass market, she did the most amazing job ever. I'm so happy that they released this and that they give this sister a chance, you know, because again, we don't see it that much, right, in mass market cards, unfortunately, or mass market decks. I think most of you will know this. I don't think it has any, I will give you any surprises here, you know. Again, I love it. Yeah, I did mine with a goldish kind of edge, and it even went up very small here on the borders. But yeah, that's already chipping a little bit away because it gets a lot of use. Again, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's definitely one of my favorites. This one gets a lot of use. I love to just pull one for the month, you know, and really focus in on that energy. She has a big book. I forgot the name. I might put it in the description also. But otherwise, you can search on her name. I think that's this pinkish kind of cover, because she goes more in depth about the goddesses and queens that she's using in this deck. I think even with rituals and stuff, because I don't have it. I want it. It's still on my wish list. Because now, like I said, I will do a Google search, you know, or I will find a book about the goddess queen, or yeah, whatever card I pulled, and I really want to go deeper into that. Marie Laveau, beautiful, good juju. So yes, absolutely a beautiful deck. Like I said, I don't think I really am showing you anything new with this one. It's very well known. I remember when it came out, I was sending everybody the link, like, you need to get this. Get it now. That's why I say I don't think it's much of a surprise, because I think most of us, under us in the community, will know it, you know. Yeah, these are the backs. The African Goddess Rising Oracle from Miss Abrams. Yeah. Definitely a favorite. Let's see, because I need to see which ones I have or not have. The next one will be the New Orleans Oracle deck, maybe less Afrocentric based, but yeah, as a root worker, I thought it would be a great deck. And don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying the deck, but it only has, I think, again, it was 36, which was a little bit of a disappointment. And yeah, like this, don't tell me there was not anything else that was more, yeah, in that Afrocentric kind of way of hoodoo, voodoo, you know, that you could have put in here. This one I get music healing, because, well, I think New Orleans, you know, music is definitely a topic there. I do like that we get some more diversity, of course, you know. But yeah, for me, this was more shamanic than anything hoodoo or voodoo related. And it doesn't say it, don't get me wrong. It doesn't say hoodoo or voodoo. But because it says New Orleans, I was expecting it to be more hoodoo, voodoo related. I do love the bright colors. It's beautiful, you know. But yeah, I think my expectations were a little bit different than the result I ended up getting. So that was definitely an adjustment I needed to make, because I think, you know, right, when you have certain expectations and that it's something completely different, it might be a turn off, but sometimes, yeah, I need to breathe, leave it alone, and then come back to it with the right expectations, which I did, you know. And now it's one that I will pull out from time to time. I'm not going to say it's my favorite, because, well, the African Goddess Rising is definitely over this one in that sense. But it's a fun deck. It's a beautiful deck. And again, it will come out from time to time, you know. Moving on, because, oh my god, this video is going to be too long. So yes, this one was the New Orleans Oracle deck. Next one, I really need to pick up the pace here, is the Southern Gothic Oracle. I love it. It's a favorite. I had it imported, because now we have it in certain indie shops in Europe, but I didn't know that at the time, and I didn't have it at the time also. So yeah, I think this one, I think, is pretty well known, I think, by this time, you know. Because, yeah, the Southern Gothic Oracle, here I find some of that hoodoo relation, you know. When we look, for example, here, the crossroads, Papa Legba, right? Music, yeah. The tea here, or was it sassafras? I don't even, yeah, the sassafras, yeah, as a tea, right? Bottle tree. So there are multiple in here that really give that even though they don't say it like bluntly, but you can feel that connection there, you know. So yes, again, this is definitely favorite here. Roots. These are oh my god, I'm bad again. What? I don't. Which is really stupid because I'm using this all the time. St. John's. Oh my god, right? Yeah. Oh, no, Hi John. I'm sorry. See, this is what I mean. Hi John roots, you know. So yes, mason jar. That's what I mean. Psalm book, you know. I definitely can tap into this one. One that is used a lot. I'm thinking about getting the Southern Botanical. I'm not sure yet. I want to see what it will bring me extra in the botanical sense, because, well, we have other decks for that. But yeah, we will see. At least this one is in my collection and I'm loving it. Okay, let me see. This one, not per se Afrocentric, but it has a very ancestral feeling to me. This one is the Weavers. I don't have the big box here because I put it in the baggie that came with it. These are the bags. These are the Weaver cards, and this is deep. This is powerful. This is deep spirituality. This one goes with all my ancestor readings. It either be a start or an ending. No ancestor reading goes without this deck. I saw it first on Miss Kelly's channel from The Truth and Story, and I was liking it, but I didn't know how much until it's in your hands. This is not a deck that you just do a reading with, you know, that you just shovel, pull one card, and you know what's going on. The book that comes with it, the guidebook, is definitely a part of the Oracle. You cannot go without it, which I don't mind, because, again, it's absolutely amazing. There are no other words for it. Like I said, there are no other words for it. This one is deep. And yeah, I definitely connect on an ancestral deep level with this deck. But again, I don't think it's very surprising. It's a deck that's known in the community. Again, the backings, you know. So this is the Weaver Oracle. Again, I will put everything in the description because I am absolutely horrible with names, whether that's from a creator or a deck, you know. I forget. Once I use the deck, it's my deck. And everything else, yeah, well, falls besides that. This is a new one. Well, new. I think I have it a month or two now. The Signs of the Time Oracle. The deck itself might not be Afrocentric, but the creator is a sister, and I wanted to support that. I don't have many modern decks in this sense. I might get her tarot to put with this. Now I'm pairing it with the Spacious tarot. But I wanted to try something different. I always have these deep and spiritual oracles. I was like, well, let's try something, not that this is not deep or spiritual, but more light, you know? And I actually really enjoyed it. I was surprised by it myself. It's a mass market, so easy to get, or at least I can get it on Amazon. I bought it from a local one because it came out earlier. But yeah, definitely one that I was surprised with. It reads very easy. I know there is a booklet with it. I don't think I really actually pulled it out yet. The first time I shuffled, and I just pulled a card to see, it was actually this card, which was funny because the numbers 11 and 11 and 22 are very important to me. But yeah, like I said, very modern, very different from anything else I have in my collection. Even though, like I said, the topic might not be super Afrocentric, the fact that she's a sister, I really wanted to support that. And at least try it. I mean, we can always go back, you know, and hand the deck to somebody who does love it. But no, it doesn't go anywhere. I love the deck. So that one was the Signs of the Time. The next one is this one. Oh, I'm so happy with this one. I had the Seed and Sickle, but like I said, for example, with my my African animal deck, the fact that it only had the title of the plants, yeah, I cannot work with that. I need a keyword, or at least if there's not a keyword, there needs to be very expressive art going on, right? And yeah, there wasn't. Even though the art was beautiful, it was just not. It was just not for me. So when this one came out, and the fact that it has brown people, I am so, so, so loving. So because it's definitely practice as a root worker, I use a lot of herbs and plants and spices, you know. But I don't think there might be one or two white people in here. The rest, either it's gonna be only about the plant. Yeah, I think this one was one. Or it's like this, but yeah, the rest, we have women like this. Isn't that just amazing? Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. So yeah, this one, even maybe not Afrocentric based, but it's in my practice, and the fact that we have a lot of diversity in this deck definitely made me do a happy dance when I got it. Except for that part, the art is beautiful. I love these, well, I think I said that before, I love these earth tone colors, you know, so that was a hit. The fact that we had a lot of brown women in here was a hit. That we not only have the title, but also a keyword, big hit. So yes, this became, even though I only have it, I think maybe 3 or 4 months now. Oh, this is a favorite. This is a favorite. It doesn't leave my table. Here, look at that. You see her face in the, well, in nature. She's covered in it. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah, like I said, definitely a big favorite. It doesn't go anywhere. It will never go anywhere. These are the backs. Cute as a button. So that's the Herbal Astrology Oracle. A beauty. Definitely a beauty. The next one, I hope it shows a little bit because it's a darker deck, is the Earth and Bone. I saw this, I think on Kickstarter when it came out, and I never done Kickstarter in that time. I think after this one, I did my first Kickstarter with Miss Kelly Burton for the Keepers of the Sacred Bee Tarot or something, because I have her other 2 decks, you know. I think you can see it a little bit, right? Even though it's definitely dark, and he mentioned that in his 2nd edition, he will probably lighten it up a little bit. Yeah, I don't mind, because it's beautiful. I love the keywords, and again, not only do you get one keyword, you get some extras underneath. So again, even, you know, you have this little booklet, I will tap into it from now and then, but it's not a necessity. I can work with the cards as they are. And yeah, I love all the skull and bones and animals, you know, a little bit creepy and at the same time beautiful. So yes, this also, when I got it, I was very happy. Again, because it has a darker tone, you know, I was like, ooh, is that gonna be, yeah, a deal breaker? Because now I even see it better on camera than I do in real life. I might even get the 2nd edition if he really lights up the art, because I do love to work with the deck, you know. I'm normally not like that. If they change 1 or 2 cards, yeah, I don't care. I'm not going to buy a 2nd edition for that, you know. But with this one, because I do love it, and I will take what I have, but if that really pops out more in the 2nd edition, I might actually go for it, you know. I think he mentioned the reason that it was dark, there was some logic behind it, in all honesty. It was about what pops out to you, you know. Where does your eye go first? And tap into that, you know. But yeah, again, I might do it when I get a 2nd edition, but for now, I'm happy with what I have, because I really wanted it. These are the backs. Beautiful. So yeah, that is the Earth and Bone Oracle cards. We have some to go still. Again, not per se Afrocentric, but because of the portrayal, I think, and the earthy tones, this is definitely one I use a lot in my practice. Yeah, I did mine in a green colored etching to match the backings. I love, again, the diversity in the women portrayed, you know. I love the animals. I love, well, the earth colors of the deck. I don't think this is really one that will surprise anybody. It's a mass market deck that's already out there for, I think, a couple of years, right? This definitely a favorite. I use it a lot. A deck I'm really enjoying. Because again, I'm really attracted to that earth-colored kind of art, you know. It definitely floats my boat. Here, go with the flow. So yeah, definitely here. It's like the box, the cover. So definitely a favorite. I love it. And that's the Priestess of Light Oracle. Yeah, I'm going a little bit faster because otherwise this video will go on forever. I might have still needed to separate them, but I thought let's pull them together. This one, again, not per se African based or Afrocentric based, but I use it in my practice because even though it has a small amount of cards, one card is actually on my altar. That's the one from Bastet, which I love. It has some African goddesses in here. Isis. Not liking that she's white, but yeah, you know what I mean. Baba Yaga. I was afraid because I don't really work with these kind of goddesses, you know. But I was like, well, maybe try it. The fun part is I have it now for 3 months, and I pulled 2 cards to focus on. This one was my first Sekhmet, and my second was Bastet. So that was kind of funny. It was like, okay, I'll give you what you want. I love that Marie Laveau is in here. So yeah, I was just going to give it a try, and I'm still doing that because I do love, you know, the fact that, yeah, goddesses or witches, it's called the Witches of Legend, yeah. Oh, this one, absolutely beautiful, in her afro, the constellations, sorry. Oh my gosh. So yes, like I said, even though this is really like a focus card for me, I would not pull 3 cards from this deck, you know, and do a reading in that sense. I will pull 1 to focus on and really work with for some time. I did, I think, Sekhmet a little over a month, and I'm now actually in my at the end of my second month with Bastet, and I'm not done with her yet. So it might be a while before I pull this deck again. Because, well, I'm not done with Bastet yet. The next one is a mass market, Ancestor Spirit. I think, again, it's a deck that's out there for some time now. I love the different civilizations, you know, the different cultures. Beautiful one, eh? The Aboriginals from Australia. I love the different cultures, even the white ones, you know, because I love to know new things or learn new things, which the booklet is actually very good at. It really explains which culture, from where, so it gives you that starting off point. If you really want to dive deeper, you can do your Google search or get some books about that culture or place of the world, you know. So yeah, I definitely enjoy this one. This one too, I would not pull 3 cards. I will pull 1 and really focus on what it is that comes up, you know. Find your voice, express yourself, open up, sing out. I always get the musical ones, huh? So yes, definitely a favorite too, but again, a focus. I would not pull 3 for this and just do a reading, you know. So yes, this one is, oh, isn't she beautiful? Isn't she amazing? Yeah, one of my favorite cards. Let's stop there. This one is the Ancestor Spirit Oracle cards. And I think I did it. Well, we're still at an hour, right? But yeah, I'm checking my next to me. Yeah, I think I did it. These are the ones. So yeah, that are, like I said, they're mixed up right now because this is really Afrocentric, but at the same time, I also have decks that I use in my practice because it was a little bit hard to split them. So I'm going to combine these two. Well, I already did, so it's too late. Cannot change my mind anymore. I want to thank you again for watching because, again, we're nearing an hour. So if you're really are here all the way to the end, I will thank you doubly. Double. I hope to see you soon again. And I think we will continue with Oracle. Don't know which one yet. Let me surprise you this time. Okay, thank you again for watching me. And I hope to see you soon again. Bye-bye.